The U.S. needs more power to compete, especially with China.
In the race that we are against China, we're leading China in chips, we're leading China in software, we're leading China in the training models around AI. But what we're behind in is in power generation. China has added enormous amounts of electric power.
For more, let's bring in JunkScience.com publisher and former Trump 2016 transition team member, Steve Milloy. Steve, thanks for being with us. All right, so sort this one out for me. I do think it's really important for companies that are sucking up a lot of electricity to be paying for that. It sounds like this is a way to do that, give them the opportunity to build their own power supply. What do you think?
Well, Dagan and Brian, thanks for having me. You're absolutely right. Big tech is profiting off AI. It should be paying for the energy needed and charging its users. Instead, they're trying to socialize the costs through residential electricity prices. Now, the reason electricity prices are so high now are largely because of the climate hoax, which big tech supported, the utilities profiteered off of. We have 25 million people illegally here in the country. They use electricity to also as part of the climate hoax. We have degraded the performance of our grid. We have added wind and solar, taken offline coal plants, gas plants. We've not built new nuclear plants. We need to have come to Jesus moment and have more sanity in how we do our power grid. We need strong baseload power that will supply big tech and supply residential consumers and keep prices low. And we have not been doing that. We've taken our eye off the ball. From regulators to grid operators to the utilities to big tech, all of these people that should have known better acted to the contrary.
Tech does know, Steve, that they have to be very careful because this AI transformational boom will end if the American people think that they're the reason solely that electricity prices are up and continue to go up. Name one thing, though, because I think tech can transform it, because as they pursue AI, they can also pursue new forms of more efficient electricity generation. I digress. But name one thing that can happen in the administration at the federal level, because Chris Wright the Energy Secretary is on your page with what he calls the $10 trillion global malinvestment that's happened.
Yeah. Well, we need to get a grip on the grid operators, and I think that the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, FERC, could do that. FERC has also fallen for the climate hoax and let big tech get away with pushing for electrification of everything and junking up the grid with wind and solar. Big tech has lots of options now. There's new nuclear that is coming online, new nuclear technology that can be tried. You can take nuclear technology from an aircraft carrier, and that can supply a large data center. We have an infinite supply of natural gas. As long as you have a gas line and essentially a jet engine, you can provide electricity for a data center. Big tech can well afford that kind of stuff. They should use their political power to get nuclear, bring it online fast. There's lots of solutions that don't include dumping costs on ratepayers.
So do you think FERC, for example, can help kind of create a glide path from a regulatory perspective so that these guys can invest in nuclear or gas on site, on location, and get this done in short order? Because I think people are getting kind of upset about what's happening with electricity prices.
Yeah. Well, I think, it's going to be FERC, it's going to be the Department of Energy, it's going to be EPA. We used to have an all-of-government approach to the climate hoax. That was Biden. Now, under President Trump, we need to have an all-of-government approach to make our electricity grid great again. And so it's going to take all these different agencies. They're going to have to sit down with big tech and sort of read them the right, and the utilities as well, because the utilities have been, they have profiteered off ratepayers tremendously by building wind and solar we didn't need and destroying gas and coal that was very valuable.
Right. Thank you so much, Steve Milloy. Great to see you, sir. Have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.